Welcome back to Meet Your Hometown Attorneys. Joining me now is one of many satisfied clients of Dyer Garofalo, Mann and Schultz, Mike Schmidt. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for being here. Certainly enjoy having you.
Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about what happened with you. You fell on the job?
I fell. There were a lot of boxes piled up at work, and I tripped over a box and fell, and called my doctor up because I'd hurt my back, and I'd really never had back pain like that before. And so I called my doctor, and he said that since it happened at work, they couldn't handle it. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't aware of that. So I called my boss, and then he had told me to call my insurance company, and not workman's comp, but the insurance company.
And not, and already Doug's over there just shaking his head because this story
happens all the time, and Mike's going to tell his details, but they start blaming you as being the cause of it, or it's you're not the victim, you're the cause, and that's wrong.
So I called my insurance company and explained to her the situation. She goes, "No, that's not the way it works at all." And I was like, "Well, I really don't know what's going on here." So I said, "You know what? What I need to do is I need to talk to someone who will tell me the truth," because I didn't know. And so I called Dyer Garofalo, Mann and Schultz, and they got me in right away, and were great starting on the case. But before then, I had talked to workman's comp, and throughout this whole process, and not so much lately, but in the beginning, I was really under the misconception that workman's comp was for the worker.
For you,
for
right.
the truth, for the worker.
Absolutely.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, I felt like I was on the witness stand every time I talked to these people.
And I think that this is one of those things that we've talked about in many of these shows, Doug, and continue, please. But we are intelligent people. I mean, we think we know what's going on. You know, you think you're doing the right thing, but until you start that process, all of a sudden you realize, I am so confused. What is going on here? And this is typical. Oh,
day after day we hear this story, and it's horrible. Nice guys like this have to go through this system and try to go through the red tape, and that's why we're there. We're so happy to be able to have the workers' comp department fighting for nice people like Mike. And so far, you've been happy with all the services.
You've been great. The whole process would have been unmanageable without your firm, and without Kim and Bob and
Cindy.
It would have been just too much. Y'all been awesome.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Appreciate it.
And so when you think about things like that and you're trying to get better, that has got to be a load off your mind.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's to know that someone is behind you. When in the initial process, I really felt like no one was behind me. And I said, I need somebody on my side that understands what I'm going through and, you know, what the truth of the matter is. And Dyer Garofalo has done just that.
Wow.
And we're still in the middle of the fight, too. I mean, the other side keeps trying to get continuances, and he knows we're going to be there the whole way until this thing's resolved.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they've been great.
The one thing I wanted to ask you, Mike, is when all of this started, just from a little fall, and we were talking about this earlier in the show, was your first reaction to, oh my gosh, I'm hurt, now I have to go to a doctor right away, or?
No, I felt a pain in my back that you know, and everybody's had a pain in their back at some point. They left something or whatever. And then after I'd sat down at my desk for a while, it really started hurting. And I really hadn't had pain like that before. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to call the doctor and make an appointment just to make sure there's nothing seriously wrong. And that was my intention during the whole thing. I honestly thought I was going to call my doctor, go in, have him check it out, do an x-ray or whatever, make sure everything was all right, and I'd be back at work. That was exactly what I thought was going to happen. But then the process started. No, he didn't take workman's comp. You know, talking to my boss, talking to my insurance, talking to workman's comp. And, you know, the only relief I had was talking to Dyer Garofalo, Mann and Schultz during the whole thing. They gave me hope.
And that's it. I mean, it starts and then it starts to pile up.
Absolutely.
All of those things. And gosh, you know, I'm so sorry to hear that story, but I'm so glad that you have reached out to Dyer Garofalo, Mann and Schultz. And you look relieved. I mean, the fact that when you talk about it, you can tell.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, you know, we wish you the best. I'm sure.
Yeah, we just want Mike to feel better and get better, get the treatment he needs, and get back on his feet. And that's why we're here to help. So glad he came to us.
Yeah.
Me too.
So glad you're here. Thanks so much for sharing your story, Mike.